Hey guys, you know, I wasn't planning on doing any video today just because I got a lot to do, but I'm going to show you my onion bed. I'm going to finish up planting all my beds today. I got that bed filled with lettuce yesterday. My peppers are in, what you saw in the end of the last video. They're okay. I don't know. I probably planted them too early. My tomatoes, I had to replace a few of them. But all in all, they seem to be doing good now. We finally had some decent weather. But my onions, I didn't put much mulch down. So I'm getting, you know, grass, weeds and stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling up the long stuff. And I'm kind of smothering out the other stuff. I don't know if that'll work, but hey, I'll try. Because look at my paths. My paths are starting to grow up. I didn't put anything down underneath it like cardboard. Which is fine. You know, I'll rake it up and hoe it down, and then put some cardboard down, and then put the chip back and add more chip. And you know, I was just trying to get it done and cause more work for myself. But that's okay. I'm learning. You know, it's all. We'll just call that how not to do it. I'd read that if you cut it like 2 inches or shorter, that you can put chip right over it, but I don't think I put enough. Yeah, so I'm doing that, and then I'm gonna start planting. Alright, here's the onion bed all completely mulched and weeded. There's a lot of green like stuff, but that's in the mulch. This is pretty fresh, and there's still leaves from the tree on the wood chip. But that should help with weeding. Like my tomatoes, there's barely any grass growing up because I was able to put a thicker layer of mulch. There's a little, but I'll take care of it today. Doing alright. Should probably trim these so the leaves aren't touching the ground. I'll do that too. Alright, let's get to planting some other beds. I'm gonna get that last one planted first, I think. It's gonna be cucumbers and probably radishes in between, you know, until the cucumbers get bigger. And then there's other stuff going in those beds. Those three. Melons, beans, okra, zucchini, kale. What else? There's more. But wait, there's more. I can't think of it. Alright, back to work. Alright, I did it. All the beds are planted. This one's got salad greens, peppers, bell peppers, jalapenos, and cayenne. Been having some issues, so I threw some D in there. This bed is some bush beans, purple hull pea bean or something like that. And then those 4 spots right there are something else. It's something. What is it? Kale. Yep, those are kale. And then in this bed we've got 4 zucchinis or whatever. And then down the middle is radishes. And these are gonna be okra. Got like 4 seeds in each little area, 4 or 5. And again, this one's center planted with radishes. And we've got melons here. These are going to be on a trellis. These are tiger melons, little small personal size. And these are banana melons, which are also, I guess, smaller. You know, I got to build a trellis. And these are cucumbers. The radish line, these are all cucumbers on the side, and they're gonna be pickling cucumbers. I didn't plant any full-size cucumbers because we don't eat them. So I don't like them in salads. I don't really like cucumbers raw, but I love me some pickles. So these are all pickles, and you can eat these raw too if the wife wants to have some. And then these are my tomatoes, some of them. I saw a bunch of ants. I'm gonna put DE on everything a little later. Diatomaceous earth. Saw a bunch of ants on that side of the bed. And there's no ant hills yet, but I want to nip it in the bud before, that happens. Cherry tomatoes. I think that one's a cherry tomato, that long one. And that one down there's a cherry tomato. I had to replace a couple of these. They got hit pretty hard by some hail. So I just replaced them with the strongest plants I had. But then there's Homestead and Dr. whatever, Witchies or however you say it. And these are more tomatoes. These are the bigger slicer tomatoes, Dr. whatevers and Homesteads. I'm not sure if I like the Homesteads yet. They didn't seed as well as I had hoped, but they look good now. I mean, they're starting to look good now, so maybe I'm just tarded. And then I showed this earlier, but this is my onion bed, and I got it weeded and mulched because it had a very light mulch, so the weeds came up. Note to self, in the future, mulch first, then plant. I think it's easier just to move the mulch aside than like when I first planted these. They're really small, so it's hard to mulch around them. And I also added onions in between my tomatoes since I had so many. You can see that. I don't know, I can barely see the screen, it's so bright out. But there's onions in between each of the tomatoes, and then there's basil, different kinds. There's Thai basil, the normal Javiva basil, and then over there's some cinnamon basil floating around too. I think that's in my cherry tomato bed. Next step. All right. So the next step. So now that I've got all these planted, I'm gonna put barrels. I've got 50-gallon blue plastic barrels. I'm gonna cut them in half and make them planters. I need to get at least 2 in within the next week or so I can get some carrots planted. Hopefully I can get some carrots planted. But I think tomorrow I'm gonna concentrate, which I might do that today. I might try to get that done today. But tomorrow I'm gonna concentrate out here. I'm gonna put potatoes and corn out here. So, kind of where the truck's parked and in front here. It's gonna be potatoes and corn. We're gonna go potatoes and then corn. And I was gonna till and crap, but I've got a metric ton of cardboard from doing eBay stuff, and I've been saving it too. So I'm just gonna put cardboard down, put some wood chips down. I'm gonna do kind of a lasagna thing. Put some wood chips down and put the potatoes on top of the wood chips, which, might be ill-advised, but hey, I'm gonna try it. And then I'm gonna put compost over the top of that, and then more wood chips on top of that. And I'm gonna do pretty much the same thing with the corn, but I'm gonna put, the cardboard, wood chips, compost, and then mulch, and then I'll seed the corn. Now, this is a corn ear for the farm. It's not my farm, but the farm behind me, it's a corn ear, which is good because, and they're ahead of me with the corn. It's already sprouted and stuff. But with my corn, it's kind of gonna be on top, of that compost. I'm worried about it blowing over. But since they're their corn's ahead of me. That'll actually help a little bit as a wind block, because it gets really windy out here. You know, look behind me. There's nothing. There's nothing. So it gets pretty windy. But since it's a corn year, I'm hoping it'll help cut down. And they're gonna be their corn's always gonna be a little bit bigger than mine, so should be pretty good. And then over here, where this grass is, and that, I'm gonna bring it out. I'm gonna make a planter box right here. I'm not gonna be able to pull much of that grass. I'm just gonna kind of deal with it. I'll smother it out with dirt or whatever. It'll die eventually, or it won't. I'm gonna put more beans over here to grow up this wall. Hopefully do that by next weekend. They're gonna be the long pole, whatever. Hey! So over here we have a little experiment. It's a pretty big planter. I got a bell pepper, jalapeno, and a large red cherry tomato, and a couple onions planted in there. And I didn't put anything but the local compost and wood chips on top. I'm gonna see how it does. There's no fertilizer. I'm not gonna fertilize it. Well, maybe some water soluble. And then I've got a wagon that I'm gonna put kind of right here where this asparagus plant is, where I have no idea where to put it. My wife surprised me with it. I don't know where to put it. But I'm gonna put not the asparagus. I've got a wagon that's broken, but I'm gonna fill it with dirt. I'm gonna grow snap peas, sugar snap peas. Hopefully the kids like them. Hopefully I've never had them. So I'm gonna try that. It might be too late, but you know, I'm just growing a little wagon full of them. I'm gonna put some sunflowers on the other side of the wagon too. And right here, I'm gonna have another one of those barrels that I was talking about. One on each side, and they're both gonna have sunflowers in it. So I gotta get to cutting and cleaning the barrels and all that jazz. But for today, I'm happy. The main garden's in. The rest will just be gravy. All right, over and out.